there are some common themes about all of these bills. I don't identify all the other privacy bills out there, but clearly they all touch on mobile in some way, shape, or form. And so some of the things we talked about that we've addressed with self-regulation. Increase consumer transparency. How do you engage a consumer, not to sell them something, but how do you engage with them to educate them about how data is being collected around privacy issues? And how do you empower them to have some choice about whether data is being collected or used about them for advertising purposes? So those are common themes throughout this, but as I said, they don't understand the mobile place. So you get kind of crazy concepts as well. And this idea of an eraser button, that every consumer should have one-click access to an eraser button where all the data that's been collected about them will magically disappear, as if the internet were written in pencil. And we know that that's not the way that it works. But there are also conflicts, and it's not as if this legislation is moving at hurtling speeds yet. And if you just look at one issue, I can't highlight them all right now, but if you look at one issue, there's a piece of legislation that's going to be marked up this week, which means it's moving through the legislative process. Then the Department of Justice, again, law enforcement, criminal law enforcement agency for the federal government, they want more data to be collected and stored because it helps them get access to that data and do their investigations. And then on the other side, you have the Federal Trade Commission, which has been pushing on privacy, banging that drum for years. They want less data collected, stored for shorter periods of time, anonymized, not transferred to third parties. So you do have a tug of war. And ultimately, who knows where this will come out, but it's certainly playing out on the legislative front. So we see all of these challenges that the mobile platform presents us with as an industry on the policy front, but it also extends to self-regulation because there are challenges around self-regulation in this space. You can't just slap an icon on a mobile device. That doesn't work. Where do you put your marketing message? That frustrates the consumer experience if you're going to take up the entire device. I don't think Brian's company wants to have their entire experience taken up by an icon like this, but we're making progress. And through the Digital Advertising Alliance, which IAB is a board member of, we are taking the existing self-regulatory program and we're expanding it to the mobile space in a very meaningful, practical, operational way. And we hope in the fall that we'll have some major announcements in this space. And so keep an eye out, and that's what I'll be tweeting about later. So with every challenge that the mobile platform presents, it also presents unique opportunities. We've highlighted all of the engagement of mobile devices, the innovation that's going on in this space. And so this is a positive thing. Every time you get a new device, you have to choose to turn on the GPS function. There's an opportunity to engage with the consumer in a meaningful way around privacy from that very first point of purchase when I first turn it on. And so that's on the left-hand side. But then you also have repeat opportunities to have a really intimate discussion. You have the consumer's attention, and you can engage with them every time they download an app. And you can tell them in a transparent, meaningful way, easy to understand, that this is what we're going to do. This is the type of data we're going to collect. This is how we're going to use it. And what we found in the online behavioral advertising self-regulatory program is then engaging with consumers builds a trusted relationship. And it actually doesn't frustrate the marketing message whatsoever. Certainly in the mobile space, nobody says, I don't consent to the location service for your app, for my app, that I'm just paid $2.99 for. You want the app to work, full functionality. So there are opportunities. And the keys to success really revolve around capitalizing on these opportunities. So if you look at what Anna Bagger is doing at the Mobile Marketing Center of Excellence at IAB, there's this high-level commitment by leading companies in this space to innovate around privacy, to bring it to the forefront. And the thing that really helps us is that they're willing to then share their technology and share this innovation and push the envelope to create a serious, supportable, self-regulatory program. And that's what we're seeing in the mobile space as well. As they share this and they say, well, we can throw engineers at this problem. Maybe we could come up with a new technology overlay that could provide notice or choice or something like that. So there's a real opportunity here. And then it's going to be up to the entire industry. It's not just about having a couple of lobbyists in Washington, D.C. We have to educate starting with businesses, because if the entire industry is not involved, 5,000 companies involved in our online behavioral advertising program, self-regulatory program. That demonstrates a commitment by the industry. So we need businesses to be involved and educated. Of course, consumers. The very first touch point, that has to be the focus. That's what this is all about. Educating consumers, engaging with them, empowering them. That is the mantra we have to adopt as an industry.